In the early 1940s, the world was consumed by war. Across continents, cities burned, skies thundered with air raids, and millions struggled to survive. But beneath the noise of bombs and sirens, another kind of darkness spread, one born not from nations at war, but from the hearts of individuals. While armies clashed on distant fronts, ordinary streets became silent battlegrounds. Fear, hunger, and chaos gave birth to crimes that shocked entire nations, some forgotten by time, others still whispered about today. This is the hidden history of true crime in the 1940s, a time when morality blurred and shadows held deadly secrets. As London's lights went dark under blackout orders, a predator began to prowl. The city was fighting Hitler's bombers by night, but within its dimly lit streets, a new terror emerged. They called him the Blackout Ripper. His real name, Gordon Frederick Cummins, an airman in the British Royal Air Force. To his colleagues, he was charming, intelligent, even heroic. But between February 9th and 13th, 1942, he unleashed one of London's most chilling murder sprees. When the bombs fell, London went dark. No lights, no sound, only the eerie hum of survival. Cummins used the darkness as his ally. He lured women, often sex workers, into alleys and flats, strangling and mutilating them with horrific precision. The city was too distracted by war to notice the pattern forming, each murder more brutal than the last. Evelyn Hamilton, Evelyn Outley, Margaret Lowe, Doris Jonet. Their names almost lost to time until police found fingerprints on a gas mask, the only clue left behind. That print matched the unthinkable, a member of the Royal Air Force. Cummins was arrested, tried, and executed within months. His crimes shocked the morale of wartime Britain. The newspapers called it madness born of blackout terror. But deeper questions lingered. Had the war itself awakened something violent in men like him? While London struggled to comprehend its Ripper, across the Atlantic, another story was unfolding, not born from chaos, but from cold calculation. It began in a small American café, where greed simmered hotter than the coffee. In upstate New York during the early 1940s, a woman named Eva Koo ran a roadside diner known as Eddie's Café. She was bold, loud, and loved by locals, a woman who would laugh easily, flirt often, and pour a drink for anyone passing through. But behind that smile was a secret, one fueled by debt, envy, and a deadly plan. Eva had taken out a life insurance policy on one of her employees, Harry Wright, naming herself the beneficiary. When bills piled up and profits slowed, she decided to cash in the easy way. One dark night, she and her accomplice got Harry drunk, drove him out on a lonely road, and ran him over with her car twice to make sure the insurance company believed it was an accident. But small towns have long memories, and lies crumble fast under pressure. A friend overheard a drunken boast. Rumors spread. Soon detectives began asking questions. Eva never showed remorse, not during the investigation, not in court, not even at her execution. Reporters nicknamed her the Laughing Murderess. Her case symbolized something eerie about the 1940s, that even amid a world war, greed and personal betrayal could still eclipse global chaos. While America was haunted by the café murderess, in the English countryside, a different kind of mystery emerged that blurred the line between true crime and folklore. A question, scratched into a wall, would echo through the decades. It was April 1943. 4 boys, exploring the woods near Hagley, Worcestershire, made a grim discovery. Inside the hollow trunk of a large wych elm tree lay the remains of a woman. She was partly decomposed, a hand missing, teeth intact, bones twisted unnaturally within the tree's hollow. Authorities were baffled. No missing person matched her description. No one came forward. Then months later, graffiti appeared on a nearby wall, scrawled with white paint. Who put Bella in the witch elm? The question would never be answered. Theories multiplied. Was she a local woman murdered by a lover, a victim of occult rituals? Or, as wartime paranoia grew, was she a spy, silenced for what she knew? Some believed she was connected to German espionage rings, an informant caught and executed. Others swore her death had pagan overtones, a ritual sacrifice tied to ancient beliefs. The case remains unsolved, an eerie relic of wartime Britain where fear and superstition intertwined. But not all crimes of the 1940s were driven by passion or madness. Some were acts of treachery, hidden beneath the noble facade of patriotism. As nations battled for dominance, espionage became both an art and a crime. Every message, every shipment, every whisper could decide the fate of thousands. One of the most notorious was William Joyce, better known as Lord Haw Haw, an Englishman who fled to Germany and became the voice of Nazi propaganda. Through nightly radio broadcasts, he taunted Allied listeners, mocking their efforts, spreading fear. After the war, Joyce was captured and executed for treason, his final words defiant to the end. Across the ocean, America had its own dark tale. Velvalee Dickinson, a New York doll shop owner with a strange habit of sending letters about porcelain dolls. Each letter, it turned out, contained coded messages, naval intelligence disguised as chatter about doll shipments. She became known as the Doll Woman, arrested in 1944 for spying for Japan. And then there was Operation Pastorius, a Nazi plot to sabotage American factories. 8 agents landed on American shores, trained to destroy infrastructure. But one of them, George Dash, had a change of heart. He walked straight into an FBI office and confessed everything, ending the mission before it began. The others weren't so lucky. They were executed at D.C. by electric chair. These stories remind us that in wartime, loyalty and survival often collided. What some called treason, others believed was justice. By the end of the war, millions were dead, cities destroyed, and the human soul forever changed. But crime, that personal shadow of humanity, had adapted. The early 1940s revealed a chilling truth. When society breaks down, morality bends. Under air raids, rationing, and loss, the line between survival and sin blurred. Men who once followed rules learned to kill without conscience. Women who long confined by society's norms found power, sometimes in dark ways. The war didn't just create heroes, it created opportunities for killers, spies, and con artists who thrived in confusion. And as peace returned, the seeds of modern criminal psychology began to take root. The world had seen how easily ordinary people could commit extraordinary evil, not just on battlefields, but in their own homes.
In the end, the early 1940s were more than just years of war. They were years when darkness wore many faces. Some fought for freedom. Others took advantage of the chaos to satisfy greed, lust, or madness. Their stories remind us that even when the world unites against evil, there will always be evil within the world itself.